is already challenging. I have to say that the success of a proposal is highly dependent on a number of parameters, and this is what we would like to discuss and let's say present to you. I think Rosa, you have not mentioned that we would like really to present a cycle of this kind of opportunities for funding. We have KA1, and we will have also the opportunity for KA2 in the next week. So there are a number of opportunities. We are focusing now on KA1. First of all, let me say I would like this seminar here is really a coordination effort from Ελληνογερμανική Αγωγή, my school, and Núcleo in Portugal. We are working in this field for quite a long time, and we are organizing courses, acting as, let's say, hosting organizations in this framework. Let's say institutions that they have the capacity and the certification to organize this kind of courses and this kind of activities. So some words for our school. It's a quite big school, 2,000 students, 250 teachers. It operates for quite a long time. It has a specific focus on language learning, foreign language learning, and STEM subjects. I would say the key innovation is that it is running a research and development department for about 25 years now. The team involves 25 researchers in the field of educational technology, in education leadership and school management. And we have run a quite big number of projects, a big number of them with Núcleo, that offer us a rich, I would say, portfolio of activities to share with teachers. Additionally, I would like to say that the school is a certified teachers training center from the Greek Ministry of Education. So we are offering this kind of courses for the whole area where our school is located. So we are working, let's say we share a common vision with colleagues from Núcleo that, let's say, the seminar-like training has to be modified, because there are so many new things that are coming, almost every day, I would like to say, and teachers have to be ready to react. So this process is not always so successful. So we have to think of innovative processes like learning in a community, learning from peers, exchanging good practices, exchanging challenges, and through this process we are trying really to support the professional development of the teacher. So this seminars is just a small part of a whole integrated framework that we are offering through hands-on workshops, participation to international courses, offering teachers the opportunity also to participate in contests, in conferences, and so on. And there is a key issue always behind that. They have to get involved in the process by designing innovative scenarios in the field where the course is focusing, but at the same time demonstrating the framework to assess the impact of these scenarios. So I will come in my presentation to all these issues now, and I will try to explain why all these are so important. So I'm going to say a few things about the Erasmus program. I will describe some parts of the Erasmus program guide. It's a quite long document because it is covering different areas: adult learning, higher education, vocational training, and among them also school education. So we have to focus only to specific pages of this document. Otherwise, it could be quite demanding and challenging to cope with all the information that is included. I will discuss the concept of the European Development Plan of the school. Now it is called Erasmus Plan. And at the end, I will give some examples of training courses, how they are organized, and how you can get information, let's say, from them in order to prepare your application in the best way. So I will start from the first issue, the creation of an action plan, really how the funding opportunities the European Union is offering could be integrated in a development plan of the school, sending members of the staff, all the members of the staff, the school head, the teachers, all the staff of the school to different courses in order to offer them opportunities for professional development related with the overall vision, let's say, of the school leaders. So Erasmus Plus is offering this opportunity. It has special focus on teachers' professional development, and through the release, let's say this moment, we have maybe the biggest ever allocation of funding for the mobility of teachers in the framework of Erasmus. So it is important, let's say, this funding to be used in the most appropriate way. So to clarify some things first, the applications, although they are referring to individuals, as you understand that there is a whole action behind, they have to be submitted from the schools. So the school has to describe a project where these training activities are going to take place in cooperation with other schools or with other organizations that are offering this opportunity. There is a new, let's say, approach that has now been implemented for the last 2 years, including the accreditation scheme, which I'm going to explain, because in the past, in every single application the school had to make for a number of courses that the teachers have the chance to participate, they had to produce a new development plan. So this was not a wise way to approach things. So the Commission has changed this. So the school is applying once for the Erasmus plan. And as long as this is approved, then every year can submit a new proposal without having to, let's say, repeat the whole action plan, but only to connect the specific training activities where the funding is requested with the accreditation plan that has been submitted once. So this is the new thing. One single application can be submitted covering a number of training activities. So it could be a different training activity for the school head, a different training activity for the STEM teachers, a different training activity for language teachers, and so on and so forth. The names of the school staff and the specific dates, it's not necessary to be included in the application, although if we have the chance to present this and demonstrate that we have made the necessary agreements with the hosting institution, as we understand, it is helping the application because it demonstrates that there is a clear and detailed plan, but it is not compulsory. So it is not a parameter that is going to, let's say, reject the application. We don't have yet the exact deadline for 2024. It's coming very soon. As soon as the guide, the program guide for 2024 will be published, at the same time, we will know also the exact date. Here, you have to keep in mind that the school is making the application. So it has to be a collaborative effort between you, the school head, and of course, the colleagues who are going to participate in this event to present their needs and highlight how they are going to meet these needs through the participation in the training events. So the accreditation scheme, which is quite new. As we said, you can submit this accreditation, this application for accreditation to the national agency only once in the 7 years of the project, of the program, and this is going to be used as a reference document for any mobility application that you are going to implement to submit later. It is not a compulsory condition, though, to a school to have an accreditation in place. And I'm going to present later the two paths that the school has to follow towards this process. According to the European Union, receiving the accreditation has a number of advantages that it has mainly to do with the effort needed every time that you are preparing a new application. It is not necessary to repeat the whole strategy and the whole concept behind the selection of the mobility activities that you are planning. So the award criteria here, I will move to the form. My presentation, Rosa, we can also share with the colleagues the presentation, because there are some links on it, and this is a way that we can see the different information that it is available. And here there is the whole description about the accreditation scheme. The accreditation scheme has not always the same deadlines with the applications. And here it describes the whole process. The most important, I will move to that. Here, the award criteria. Let's say every application that is receiving a score higher than 70 is in principle approved. So you have to describe in the first part of the application the relevance, how, for example, to describe, let's say, the needs, the necessary competencies that the teachers have to have in order to meet the overall plan, the vision of the school leadership. You have to explain if this activity is going to take place, let's say, by the school itself or in cooperation with other partners. You have to explain the role of the partners and so on. This is, let's say, take us to the second point. This is receiving 40 points. So this is a very important criteria, and that you have to take into account. So the Erasmus plan has to be in line with the key objectives of Erasmus accreditation plan. It has to address the needs of the school. The needs, this section has to be very much related with the previous one, where the needs are presented. And one by one, the general objectives, the key objectives of the school have to be presented. Then here in the Erasmus plan, we have to describe the activities that we are planning to implement. The mobility activities, but also activities that are going to offer a significant added value to this mobility activity. Because let's suppose that one teacher is traveling on a specific course and he's getting training or she's getting training on a specific subject that it is related with, let's say, challenge-based learning, because this is a very important parameter in the overall plan of the school to introduce challenge-based learning. Let's suppose this is the scenario. So they have a course, they have located a course that it is related, so they are sending one teacher there to participate in this training. How the school is going to use the work, the information that this teacher is bringing, and how this information can be shared with other teachers in the school. What is the plan of the school? This is a very important issue. So it's not only the activity itself, but how we are going to build on this activity to increase the added value. And of course, how you manage the overall process, the funding, how you are keeping in mind always the key principles for the Erasmus project, how you organize the work, how you are making sure that all the quality standards of Erasmus are being met, how these activities are implemented in the organization of the school. For example, if there are activities, mobility activities that are going to take during the school year, how are you going to take into account the fact that one or two or three teachers will be away, and how are you going to cover this gap? Are other teachers are going to deliver their courses? How you can organize that? So this kind of information is very important to have in mind. So I'm going back to the presentation now. The Erasmus plan. So as we said, the first part are the needs. Here I have, let's say, have started making a connection with the key priorities from the Erasmus program guide that you have always to have in mind. Okay, so there are mainly 4 key areas that Erasmus program aims to demonstrate impact. And this is, we call it, let's say, in short, the digital Erasmus, the green Erasmus, the inclusive Erasmus that has, I would say, 2 components. The first one refers to specific cases where we are dealing with schools that are somehow in disadvantaged locations, like the rural schools, for example, but also to let's say, to highlight the important contribution of democracy education. So there are 2 components there related, let's say, interrelated. The first one is the inclusive education, and the second is the democracy education that is very important. According to my view, these are very important parameters, because if we combine also the technology in the case, for example, that we have here, as we are discussing mainly with teachers from rural schools, the offer, thanks to the technology, the opportunity to students, for example, to perform virtual visits to museums, to science centers, to use robotic telescopes, for example. While this is not so easy for, especially for students who live in rural areas, it's also a matter of democracy, and it's also a matter of offering equal opportunities to every single student across the continent. So these are very important issues that you have to have in mind. So you have to have a close look to the priorities of the program guide, these four general priorities, but also you have also to keep a close eye to the publication of the priorities of the national agencies, because you are submitting this application to your national agency, to the Erasmus national agency. So in this framework, some of the national agencies are somehow, from time to time, they present some additional priorities, or they highlight that for us, for example, this period, this year, the green education, the sustainable issues related to sustainable development, to environmental education are very high priority. So you have really to think about this. So in my presentation, I have a number of tips while you are developing. This is mainly referring now to the accreditation process. I will move to the application of the mobility in the next, let's say, after a number of slides that are related to the accreditation plan. So demonstrate that you have really performed an effective needs analysis in the school. Identify some courses that are really related with these needs. If you have not identified yet such a course, try to describe what the ideal course would be for you, trying to interconnect, as we said, the needs and the potential offer from the training providers. In case that you have selected the course, you will see also in the examples that I'm going to show at the end, most of them are presenting a number of objectives, the educational objectives for the participants. So make sure that your needs are related with these objectives, because the evaluators are going to check, and if they see a good match, really you have many chances um, to have your proposal approved. Um, Clearly, as we said, the standards that are presented also at the end of the application form is something very crucial for the evaluators of the national agencies. So keep in mind that you have to go one by one and demonstrate that you have taken into consideration all the quality standards. And highlight the profile of the school. For example, here, if we are speaking for rural schools by definition, they have a priority according to what we have seen in the past. So it's really a very good case, and the possibilities for having your proposal approved are very high if you demonstrate how this is really interrelated with the location of the school, the possible problems that are related with that, in the location you are, the issues about the level of the students, the educational level of the students, and other possible obstacles. So make sure that you are devoting some time to describe these issues in detail. So, concerning now how the different activities, the selection of the different activities, the mobility activities, you are going to meet the needs of your school. Feel this is my proposal to you. Fill this section of the Erasmus plan first, because this will help you to make the connections in the best way with the identified needs of the previous section. So keep that in mind. You can really have the opportunity, take the summary that it is offered in most of the courses. You can copy paste this part from the announcement of the specific course, from the website of the specific course, and present how this activity is really connected with the needs of your school. And as I mentioned, highlight the duration and the time where the course is taking place. This in some cases is useful, for example, to have a course that is taking place during breaks, during summer break or during other periods where the school is not in operation. So in this case, you will avoid the major disruption of the regular program of the school. Of course, this maybe is not ideal for all teachers, because they don't want, for example, to spend their vacation period on training. But this is one way to present it. I mean, maybe you can use your creativity to find other ways to demonstrate how you will not disturb the regular operation of the school. Now, how the third part, as we said, how the outcomes of the course, or the knowledge that the teachers who participated in the mobility project will be shared among the school community is also a very important part. So this is, again, has to be described in detail. So you have to describe a number of activities. It could be cooperation between the teachers. It could be meetings. It could be discussions. Maybe the teacher who participated in the activity can offer, let's say, a demo lesson with what he or she learned during the process, and then having a discussion with other teachers, and so on and so forth. Again, in many of the courses that are available, there is a follow-up also section where you can also find some ideas, also tools that the different course providers are offering to keep, let's say, the process running after the end of the course. So keep the activity of the process. The application now. You will need to submit your application to the Erasmus National Agency. This is very, very important to know. And the first section describes, let's say, it can be submitted electronically. The form is not quite difficult. I have to say it has been improved over the time. And we have two different forms. One is the form for for schools that they don't have the accreditation plan approved. So still, these schools have the possibility to submit an application. And a more simpler form, let's say, for schools that they have already an accreditation plan approved, and they have just to describe the mobility activity. Now, I'm going to present some parts of the form. This is for schools, short-term, as you can see, short-term projects for mobility of learners and staff in school education for schools that they don't have the accreditation plan in place. So they have not submitted, or maybe they have submitted and it was not approved. Rosa, I see that there are some comments in the chat. Are there some questions?
No, I'm communicating with them. Don't worry. I will let you know.
Okay. So now we are going to the different. Again, this is a link, so you can have a direct link to this information. Here you see the different parts of the form. The applicant organization is your school. The hosting, the description of the hosting organization is the ones who are going to organize the training, but also they can host your teachers during job shadowing events. There is also the opportunity to send teachers to teach in another school and get training through this process. This is also could be part of the activity. You can also invite experts in your school, and you can receive funding for them for their trip. So there are numerous opportunities to, let's say, to enrich your program, your training program with this kind of activities. So here we have to describe the applicant organization, because as we explained, the accreditation scheme has not been implemented. They need to know the characteristics of the organization, the details of the organization, and so on and so forth. There is the background, the rationale why we are preparing this application, the project objectives, what we are explaining, what we are expecting to do, and the activities that are related to also with the mobilities, the job shadowing opportunities, and so on. The budget that is requested, according to the rules of eligibility, you can request in principle a quite big amount of funding. But usually these projects are at the level of 10 to 20,000 euros for about 1 year. I would like to propose to you to have a look to the previous year's selection lists and see the funding that was allocated to schools that have submitted application and they were approved. And this will offer you an idea of the level of the budget for the specific country, because we don't have the exact data for all countries. We have some cases, let's say, by the way, are there German teachers attending?
I don't think so.
I mean, Germany is a great, great country to submit a proposal, because there are so many applications. So if you submit an application in Germany, I mean, this refers, of course, to German schools. It is really, I will not say 100%, but the chances are very high. There are other countries like Portugal, for example, or Greece, or Bulgaria, Romania, where the competition is very high. And you have really to prepare a very, very good proposal in order to get funding in these countries. So,
please, you know that we are going to upload this presentation to the Learning from the Extreme YouTube channel. And I am sure that people from other countries are also going to hop in and watch. So this is a good tip for those countries, for schools in those countries.
Yeah, and this is very important. Really, the application has to be localized to the priorities and to the overall culture of each national agency. The quality standards are very important. As we said, they have to be presented. More or less here, you understand you are developing more or less the integrated Erasmus plan, which is not necessary in the case that you have submitted it already and you have it approved. In this application, which is for every school, you have to describe all these things. And the follow-up has to do with the issues that I have mentioned, which kind of activities your school are going to organize in order to demonstrate how important were all the things that were presented during the courses and during the mobility activities. I don't know if it is necessary to go in detail to the different fields. Here are the fields of the form. It's important to get this identification number in case that your school has not participated before in Erasmus program. You need the first thing that you have to do is to get this number, and then when you are filling in this number, automatically the administrative information is coming. There are this information. So if you have the previous, as we call it, peak number, there is no need to get a new one. It is automatically related. And here there are the different fields that I mentioned that someone has to fill in, describing the objectives and so on. If you have submitted the accreditation plan, this part is much simpler, because here you have just to connect your objectives with the key objectives that were presented in the Erasmus plan. Yeah, I would say if you look to the form and you have questions, I mean, it's not just this seminar. We would like to be in contact with you, so feel free to send us questions, and we will try to support you. We have already, in any case, such an established mechanism of interaction, so you can do that in any time. So these are the two paths, as we said, for every school and for schools that they have already in place an Erasmus plan. Other fields, I would like to highlight this: the participants' role, the profiles of the staff who will participate. It's not necessary to name them, but you need to describe the selection process. How are you going to select these participants? Why this science teacher is going to go and not the other one? Why? So make sure that you are covering all the details of the process. It demonstrates that there is high quality in the program. Preparation of the participants is also very important, that it is not just a single 3 days or 5 days or 6 days course and that's it. You have to select the courses that are offering really an integrated experience. So there are some preparatory actions, there are materials for teachers to share, there are follow-up opportunities for community building and so on. And this is really very important. So check the course website that you are planning to submit or to participate, and see if they have preparatory materials, if they are sharing already resources with you. This demonstrates important, let's say, in high quality in the design of these courses. Consider also the linguistic, let's say, issues and barriers. This could be really a problem for some teachers. It is not, I mean, in the application, you can say that the teachers are able to speak in English, but if they are not, there are some very good opportunities to get funding for that. So you can get funding additionally to the mobility funding to offer to these teachers some very fast lessons in the specific language, or even you can get funding to have a teacher, for example, an English language teacher in traveling with them in order to support their participation. So keep that in mind. So how to apply? All the guidelines are available to the national agencies, but also under ESEA, we have detailed and step-by-step guides in order to get this information. Contact for sure your national agency to find out information about the specific priorities, and make sure that you have all the necessary information about the process, and consult the Erasmus program guide. This is very important document because it includes significant information for you. It's easy to remember. You have to go to page 40, 104, and 144. These are the key pages that you have to go in this document. In page 40, there are the information about the general information about the program. This is very important for the design of the application. Okay, so keep that in mind. It explains KA1 action in detail, and offers an overview of the key characteristics of these actions. So make sure that you will read this part of the guide carefully in order to have the necessary information. There are what is a mobility project? You have to demonstrate that you have done the planning, the preparation, the implementation, the follow-up, all these issues that we are discussing, all this during the previous and then, okay, it's moving to the other field. Then I have to go to page 114 with here it is focusing on the accredited projects. The previous one is for the general one. Here it is focusing on the accredited project and describing the characteristics of this information. Please note, this is the guide, the program guide for 2023. The 2024 guide it has not been released yet. So when it is published, we will see exactly also and the specific deadline for the submission of these applications for the mobility grants. Yeah, here there is also information about the budget. In principle, it includes a number of organizational costs, as we said, but also it is with the budget you can cover the funding, the fee of the course. The fee of the course can be funded, let's say, up to 80 euros per day. and for 10 days maximum. I mean, a participant in the course cannot receive more than 800 euros for the fees of the course. And there are some also information here about the costs that they are covering for the trip. So, for example, traveling from Bulgaria to Greece has a different rate from traveling from Portugal to Greece. And there is an amount also of money for preparatory visits. So you can organize, you can have the opportunity to visit the place where the course is taking place, or to visit the course organizer and have a discussion and preparation for the activity of that is going to take place. So all these things are described in the guide. Okay, so going back. And as I mentioned, and I will close with this, I'm presenting here a number of courses that ESIA, the European School Innovation Academy, is offering. It is a consortium of partners from different locations around Europe, covering all different aspects, not only issues related, let's say, with formal education and school organization, but also with informal learning, significant focus on the assessment and the impact assessment of the courses, and of course, communication related to educational aspects and issues. So the first course we have organized was back in 2008. We had 25 participants. And since then, we have organized more than 100 courses in Marathon, in Crete, in Pelion, but also in Canary Islands, Azores, and in different locations, other locations in Europe. And we have collaborated with more than 3,000 teachers and school heads during all this period. This year, we are offering again a number of courses. They are related from the design of analog missions for astronauts to sonification of let's say, complex scientific phenomena, to courses that are related with frontier physics and frontier research, offering opportunities to virtual visits to major research infrastructure, courses related to nature-based solutions, courses related to the fight against the climate change, and also with focus on the introduction of the key concepts of sustainable food systems and the development of healthier behavior, let's say healthier eating behavior for the students. So these are a number of courses. The plan is to enrich this further with additional courses. We are expecting, let's say, about 10 courses to be organized this year. I'm going to describe as an example one of them. This is, by the way, is an activity that it is certified also from the European Union in the framework of the new initiative that is called the Erasmus Teachers Academies. So this is called Synapsis and is focusing on training for teaching for sustainability citizenship. And this course, I'm going to move to the website to present to you how the website is also organized. So here you can see the all the information that I mentioned, the description of the course, the target groups, proposed program for you to have this information in detail, preparation, all the work with the materials and the reference documentation where the course is based on, so the teachers can have access to all this documentation in order to come prepared for their activities. This one, by the way, is developing a green action plan. So it demonstrates how you can enrich your school development plan with green issues in order to take into account the European agenda related to climate education for climate coalition, the Green Comp framework, and the most important issue, how we can support the development of the sustainability citizenship to the students. Description of the venue, all the information is here, along with an indicative program that describes the overall activity and the social program also of the course. So you can have this information, plus, as I said, in the ESIA website, there is information about under support, about how we can really contribute and support you during the preparation of your application. And in the specific course, we will discuss issues related to the whole school approach. We will demonstrate, let's say, how the school can cooperate with external stakeholders, being transformed to an open schooling environment, creating strong links with external stakeholders and share with them the responsibility of learning, like museums, like science centers, and other stakeholders like local communities, environmental organizations, and so on. And the training framework, let's say, these are also materials presented on the course website. So it's focusing on the curriculum, what do we teach, to the pedagogical and learning methods, how we are going to approach these subjects, how we can cooperate with external stakeholders, how we can use even the school building as an experimental area for this kind of activities and propose modifications and improvements. And finally, demonstrate how these communities of practice can work effectively through the cooperation with the other teachers to improve the opportunities for professional development. And of course, all the courses are related to the policy context, because this is also, as I mentioned in the beginning, very much related with the key areas of Erasmus program, that one of them here, the most related, is the green Erasmus. So it's covering all the policy context, the Food 2030 agenda, the Green Competence Framework that was published 1 year ago, and the new European Bauhaus that is asking schools to become, let's say, core nodes for the climate change, and also the Education for Climate Coalition network that is bringing together teachers from numerous European countries to share their experiences. So this was all from my side. So thank you so much for your attention and for devoting here the time to be here with us.
Thank you very much, Sophocles, for this very complete presentation. I think that I won't say that teachers are now prepared for their proposals, but they are certainly inspired and know how to start on it. I was giving a few links and tips here on the chat. I don't know if the participants here would like to ask anything. You can either type on the chat or open your microphone. That is the advantage of being here in this Zoom link. I think now you are at least prepared when the call opens. You know what are the information that you have to gather, and you also know where to go for your mobility actions. Sophocles presented very nice examples. Seems that we have a quiet team now. We have people even from Brazil, from Reunion Island. We have people from different places, lots from Greece, Romania. We have some people from Portugal. So we have a very mixed group of participants here. There is a question here that says, Olga is asking, why is easy to apply to Germany and why people don't apply? Because of the language?
No, the reason is very simple. German school heads usually they don't agree with the participation of teachers during the school period because it's going to disturb the overall operation of the system. And for them, you know, and that's why I said it's a matter of culture. They believe that they don't have to, the teachers, I mean, to devote their vacation period for training. They consider this something that has to take place in the framework of their working time. So I think it's if there is no some good planning between the two groups, school heads and school teachers, this is the outcome. So yeah, I mean, in principle, in Germany, it seems that there is no a big number of applications.
Well, Olga says, thank you. Well, Sophocles, thank you very much. It's on the hour since you started your beautiful presentation. I would like to tell everyone that we are going to come back next week at the same time. But now the discussion is going to be not about mobilities, but school partnerships, how you can have your schools collaborating and having some funds to exchange good practices, to have school visits, and even to involve and engage institutions like EA or Nucleo in your partnerships, or bring other institutions that can enrich the learning of your students. So these are also very good opportunities. So we hope that
Rosa, I would like to say that in the second seminar we will move to more complex projects where let's say it's not only the mobility for training, but in principle it's a common project between schools working on similar subjects and developing some specific outcomes. So there the process is a bit more complicated, but is offering other opportunities. Let's say the budget is higher, the opportunities the teachers have to travel to other schools and work with other schools are more, and so on. So next week for KA2.
come with your coffee in your hand, your head's fresh, because it's going to be more challenging to navigate through. And as you can see here, we have someone coming from Reunion Island. It's Willie. Maybe Willie will be with us in the next summer school, who knows? In any case, thank you very much for being here. Sophocles, thank you so much for putting this presentation in such a nice and simple format. And I hope you all come back next week, same time, same day of the week, to continue this journey together. So thank you very much.
Thank you for organizing this, Rosa. Thank you.
So goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.